What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit the like button while you're at it. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this conversation/reality chat. I am so over the Real Housewives of Atlanta overall. You know, I previously did a conversation where I discussed the fact that the Real Housewives of New York has done a complete and total overhaul and reboot. Everyone on this new season is a new cast member. And I've watched the first episode so far. And to be honest with you, it's interesting to me because it's all new people. I'm not saying I'm going to like it, love it, hate it. I don't know. But because it's all new people, it is interesting. Just like in the very beginning of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, when it was completely brand spanking new, it was all people we did not know. Now, in the second season, they brought on Candy, and it was someone that we were familiar with, but we still didn't know her. So it was bringing a bit of the reality into her real world, and it exposed a lot about her to the public that we didn't know and we were interested in. But now at this point in time, they're on what, season 15, 16? I can't even keep up. But the drama is just played out and tired. Again, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the Real Housewives of New York, but they're all new cast members. So for me, it's interesting. I just watched the episode a few days ago on Peacock, and I was intrigued and entertained and just wanted to know more. So we'll see how it goes as the season plays out. But I am so tired of Sheree, of everyone. I know a lot of people can't stand Marlo, but to be honest with you, right or wrong, Marlo is the one that's kind of bringing it, even if it's not what is palatable to most people, because it can be in poor taste or because it's talking about the loss of a family member, and you know, it's touchy. And also Candy, who's extremely, you know, emotional about things, especially when it comes to her money, and she doesn't want things affecting her pockets. It has been upsetting to her when she feels that Marlo has been playing stuff up that she didn't do off camera, and she showed us proof of that in some text messages. But even yet and still, it has gotten a lot more, I guess, interest of people from watching it, but the views definitely have been down. But I am so over Sheree. We know that she came onto this season with this fake relationship with Hotel Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville. To this point in time, where we are in real life as things stand, they're not even together anymore. We knew it was just all fake, but they couldn't even fake it until after the reunions of both shows aired, and then break it off, or break it off right before the reunion to, you know, to make it seem like they tried to give it that old college try, but it just didn't work out. But we all knew that it was fake. And now Sheree being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta with this, I just... you know, to me, and I'm going to go back to something that was from years ago. If any of you were following Funky Dineva's YouTube channel years ago, you know that he did a video. And if it's still up, I may put a link to it in the description box. I don't know if he took it down, because I know he said at one point in time, he and Sheree, they reconciled, and it's like water under the bridge, because he was sued by Sheree, as well as the other vlogger that Funky Dineva used to be friends with, that they're no longer friends at this point in time, Michelle A.T.L.E.N. Brown. He and she were sued by Sheree, and Sheree lost in court. But Sheree, she sued them for invasion of privacy and some other things, because they were out here exposing her chateau. Funky Dineva did a video outside of the area of where the chateau was being built. Now, we know it finally eventually got built, but Sheree, she deflects. And I'm going back to that point, bringing that subject up is because I'm saying she deflects. She's not great at it, but she deflects a lot. Funky Dineva didn't do anything wrong. It may have hurt her feelings. It may have put her on blast. She may have felt like she didn't deserve it, but he did not do anything civilly liable that would have caused Quentin Latham, better known as or always known as Funky Dineva, to owe her damages because he did a video talking about the area where her chateau was supposed to have been built by at that time. But anyway, that lawsuit was a deflection. It was a deflection on the liens placed against her, the contractors that she wasn't paying, the allegations about her not paying people that she has hired to do work. And that still goes on to this day. Now, at this dinner that they had on the last episode, not the most recent one because I haven't watched that one yet, but I just watched some clips online, and they were at a dinner in Portugal. Sheree, of course, we know that the cast members, they don't organize these trips. The trips are paid for and organized by the network, but they want to make it seem like one of the cast members organized it and it's all theirs, all their idea, all their money. They're just inviting people as guests, whatever, because we know Sheree ain't got it like that. But anyway, they brought up the She by Sheree stuff at the last reunion that Drew said was taken away. But Drew, she brought up to Sheree, she was like, this is supposed to be a healing trip. And then you were speaking about my, a situation that I'm involved in with my lawsuit. I'm going to play this clip, and then I'm going to play this clip and continue with my commentary.
So, Sheree, I will say this. When I have come from a mighty, mighty long way, and so when we had the brunch at my house, you were questioning me about something you read on a blog about a young lady that filed a lawsuit against me, right? But then I found out you were actually talking about it behind my back.
I talked about it behind your back?
You brought it up when I wasn't present. Duh, Sheree, we're family. Of course Courtney is going to tell Ralph what's going on. That I really want to build with Sheree, genuinely, and I just feel like as a friend, there should be a level of sensitivity. And when she keeps talking about me, it really hurts. You let me down because you were talking about a very serious situation.
You let me down as well. Okay, keep going. I love it.
It is something that I'm dealing with. It's a lawsuit. It's very serious. Don't talk about my business behind my back, because if you're a friend, if you're a real one and you're a friend, you're going to pick up the phone and call me.
Friends.
You have to demonstrate.
Let's be clear.
But being a real one is not apologizing. It's displaying actions. Why are you elevating?
With the lie.
Aren't we in a classy?
Once we left reunion, did you not lie on me? So you think I had loyalty to you? Did you go on the radio station and lie and say
we already talked about that? Hold up.
No. Hold up. But did you not lie? But did we not talk about that?
Who was there with me when I went on Dish Nation and talk about She by Sheree being confiscated after reunion?
Yeah.
And reunion was cool. I still respect you for the woman you are, because I never got to say that.
I appreciate
and I wanted to make sure I communicated that. Let's not bring up old shit. Let's talk about that's happening right now.
That did happen right now.
We can go to that. Girl, just stop it already. We were there. We all know. No one's lying on you. Just own it. Does she own anything?
Some of the stuff was taken back at the reunion.
I didn't take him back. Whoever did, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
So you think we making it up?
Yes, I do.
No, everyone was told to say that.
So what?
That we can only have the hats.
I didn't get no She by Sheree gifts.
What
Still.
Marlo got 15 shirts for her, and she got a hat.
We're getting She by Sheree.
There were people with Sheree, and they said, no, you can't have the bag. And I saw them taking things and putting it back on the rack. Someone asked us to return the gear. That's a fact.
I never got a hat, a bag. I ain't get nothing. I got at least 4 or 5 pieces. Easy. I had a sweatshirt. I had another hat. Baby, I love my She by Sheree gear.
Yeah, but me and you talked about that confiscation conversation that already happened. I'm talking about now we move forward, correct?
Not this second.
Right. So now here we are. What I'm talking about is something as far as a lawsuit, okay? That is serious. That's not cool for you to go and talk about something that's happening to me and my family and never come to me personally.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
So you're trying to teach me a lesson?
No, I'm not
You're
trying
trying to
to
be a
teach
tit
you a
for
lesson.
tat? Girl, bye. We already talked about it. So you just aren't capable of moving forward. So how are you doing a trip about healing and you can't heal your damn self?
Sound bad. Turn it down a little bit. It ain't working.
Let me know that you're incapable.
I actually brought it to you.
You're
I actually
incapable.
brought it to you.
So you're incapable.
Everybody saw it.
So you're incapable.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're incapable.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
You're incapable.
Okay. And you're a liar.
I actually see you guys as big sis, little sis.
Drew and Sheree are like sisters. Child, their relationship is more like Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn, not Venus and Serena.
I think that you have a lot of respect for Sheree.
Well, in that moment when I heard it, I was hurt because
Yeah,
she actually
because
we
you called me,
left
'cause
the
you weren't, I
reunion.
get it.
I'm being vulnerable and bringing my feelings to you. So can you acknowledge that? Then we can get to how you feel. Like, then we can talk.
Don't
That's
tell
two
me
separate
what I
things.
need to acknowledge. First of all, you need to
I
change
would
your
like
tone.
you to apologize
Okay.
and own.
Okay, and I would
you know
like
what
you
I
to
mean?
apologize and own it.
Okay,
and
let's talk about
acknowledge
one thing
that
at a
you lied
time.
about Sherees
But one
Voice.
thing at a time, because that's deflecting. How you were carrying the information around just wasn't genuine. And that's the only thing I'm trying to say to you that hurt my feelings.
Okay, so when you say it did happen, first of all, she said she didn't get anything. So it
But Sheree, at this point, Sheree,
at this point, you guys are
what do
sitting
you
here.
need? What do you need to be
I
able
need y'all
to
to stop.
forgive her?
So we're gonna put a pin in this for now.
Yeah. Can I have some French fries?
Yeah, it was so hot too. I need you to do better as a host.
Listen, I'm doing a great
You did?
job.
Yes,
guys
until
said
just
it.
now.
I am a work in progress. And if we all are. Drew, she's crying. Where'd she go?
You ran her off. She's out crying.
What?
You, Drew, go take care of your guests.
Oh, Lord.
She wasn't crying, but your feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt too, Marlo. This is your event. Go make it right.
Are you crying? Yeah.
What happened? Drew? Oh, she is over there.
I'm good.
All right, guys. So you heard that. Sheree just pisses me off. I really can't stand her. And it's sad. It's true for a lot of people once they get to a certain point in life, age-wise, and they're just set in their ways and they're full of pride, which she definitely is 100% full of pride. And we know the word says that pride comes before a fall and pride comes before destruction. They're rarely to change because they just always feel that they're right. And she's great at deflecting. And in my personal opinion, I feel like she's not great at lying, but she's definitely, great at deflecting and trying to point the blame and fingers at other people versus taking accountability. That's one thing that she has never learned to do. And something else I picked up about Sheree, when she's deflecting and, in my personal opinion, not telling the truth, her voice goes up like that, because she has a deeper voice. But when you hear her voice going up, well, what about what you said about Sheree? It's, girl, everybody at the table pretty much confirmed, almost everyone except Marlo. And it's kind of funny to me that Marlo had all of these different pieces that she said that she had, because it reminds me of the jokes that I've heard about Marlo being a booster back in the day and being a professional scammer and stealing stuff. So it's like, okay, did she give you those things or did you take them? So that's what my mind was going to when I heard her talking about all of the shirts and the hats and bags and stuff that she said she got, the gear that she had by Sheree. It was just something that I thought about. But listen, when Candy said to Sheree that people were taking things back, and Sheree says, well, if people took stuff back, it wasn't because of me. And Candy said, so are you saying that we're lying? And Sheree says, yes, I am. I said, oh my God. So she's actually saying that everyone, including Kenya, including Sanya, who honestly doesn't even really care for Drew that much, was agreeing that people were taking stuff back and they either got a hat or they didn't get anything. She is sitting here saying how her feelings were hurt, that Drew said something about shebysheree. Girl, shebysheree is a joke. I've said that so many times. Here on my platform, that shebysheree is a literal joke at this point in time. Listen, I don't know a whole lot about the lawsuit that Drew was referencing with Sheree and saying how it hurt her feelings to hear that Sheree was talking about the situation behind her back. I don't even know why Drew got her feelings hurt, because she knows how Sheree is. That's just who Sheree is. She claims she's a bone carrier, but she does definitely talk about people behind her back. She does. And she's not honest about a lot of the things that she says and does. She'll say one thing behind another person's back and then say something else to their face and claims that she's real because she said the same thing to that person. But no, you actually didn't. Sheree is damn near in her 50s. She's a grandmama, a granny, not a grandma. That term just pisses me off too. And she's just as messy as the day she became messy. And she still is messy. She is trash, in my personal opinion, when it comes to the way she handles and treats people, but yet she wants the same in return. She cannot issue an apology. She can't even say the fake apology, which is, I'm sorry if what I said offended you, not being actually apologetic for what you did, just saying, well, if what I said hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. You know, that fake apology that a lot of people say, and they still don't even really mean it, but she was even incapable of doing that. So Drew called her on it. She said, so it's clear that you're incapable of healing, but you have us here on this healing trip and you want people to be on their best behavior, but you're raising your voice in this establishment, this classy restaurant. Even Drew called her on that because she was like, why are you yelling? So she's great at deflecting, but she's not the greatest liar. And then for her to pretty much say that everyone else is lying except her, when Kenya and Candy even and Sanya confirmed that, yeah, people were taking the stuff back. Sheree just does not like to be made to look bad when she is ultimately a joke all across the board. She's just in denial about it and deflects the situation, which was why she sued Funky Dineva and the vlogger Michelle A.T.L. Brown years ago, because she does not like to look bad. But she continues to say and do things that make her look bad, that make her look like a joke. And instead of just owning it or even just trying to change her ways, even in the slightest bit, she doesn't. So when people were rooting for her, clapping for her, when they rolled out this little clothing rack with some T-shirts, some hats, and some sweatsuits on it, because it still doesn't get by me that She by Sheree was supposed to be this upscale line of clothing that she actually designed, and now it's turned out to be activewear that she's just white labeled to put her logo on. It, to me, is like, okay, girl, you don't know who you are. This is not something that she was ever really passionate about. It was just something to shut down the naysayers and the alleged so-called haters, which me sharing my opinion about her doesn't make me a hater. It just makes me a realist to see who she actually is, which isn't really worth much. I don't care how much her house is worth, and the fact that she was actually able to get it finished and even get the basement finished and move into it. It's still questionable how she got that. And I would really love to know that. That would be more interesting to see and watch. How did you actually get the money to get that together? What were you actually getting paid when you were on The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because we know you haven't been a consistent feature on the show. So what were you doing in your spare time, the times but you were not filming to be on the show? She does not deserve a seat at this table. Quite honestly, all of them need to go, in my personal opinion. And there's no hate against any of them. I just feel like the seasons of The Real Housewives of Atlanta have run their course. If they're going to keep the show in rotation, they need to just start fresh and anew and get all of these people off of here and just start fresh and new. And going back to Real Housewives of New York, I liked Ebony K. Williams. I definitely didn't feel that she was a good fit for being with the cast that she was with a few years ago when she was with Luann and Sonia and Ramona and, and the others. It just wasn't a good fit. I don't know if she would have been a great fit to be on The Real Housewives, period, because she just seems to be more of the type like The View. But it would be interesting to see if they had just started fresh and new and Ebony K. Williams was with these women, what that would have looked like. I believe that actually would be interesting to see. But I don't know if it's too late to, bring her back on. It may just be, but it would have definitely been interesting to see her as a part of an all new ensemble cast for The Real Housewives of New York versus trying to put her in the mix with all of these ladies who have been on there forever. And some of them is questionable whether they really feel comfortable around or like people that are African American or, people that may be even biracial. I don't know. But I had to just speak on Sheree because just seeing her sit and deflect, lie, in my personal opinion, and even say that those who confirmed that people were there taking the She by Sheree products back, for her to sit there and lie and say, well, if somebody was taking the stuff back, it wasn't because it had anything to do with me. Who did it then? Who was authorized to take your stuff back from these people? Kenya confirmed it. Candy, confirmed it. Sonia even confirmed it. Definitely Drew was the one that talked about it, but Sheree is sitting there and she's getting upset with Drew, and Drew brings it up and just lets her know, like, that hurt her feelings to hear that she was talking about her behind her back with the lawsuit that was filed against her. And then how messy she was in the previous episode when Drew and her husband invited all of the ladies and their significant others over for a brunch that the men were going to fix. Sheree, with her messy ass, says to Drew, are you going to pay the chef? Who says something like that? Are you going to pay the chef? Because the word is out there that you had a cook. You had a personal chef, a cook that was working for you, and you didn't pay her. Now she's suing you. What about all the people that sued her? And it would have been amazing to see Drew come back in that way. I know that some people aren't on it like that, but she really needs that smoke. But at this point in time, it's like the fire has dwindled. I'm tired of seeing all of these women on this show. I'm definitely tired of Sheree. She just needs to be gone forever. They brought her back and forth, but it's definitely time that they just cast that off of the side and just be done with it, because she is old and tired. Her ways have not changed. And for her to sit and act like her feelings were hurt because Drew talked about people taking the She by Sheree stuff back, that girl didn't lie about that. So I want to read this comment from this post. Someone says, so let me get this straight. Sheree, you didn't know that your team took all the items back from your friends / castmates, and you didn't know. I'm dizzy trying to keep up with who's running She by whatever or whoever. She just don't know what to do or say. And it's true. She's not a businesswoman. She's not an entrepreneur. She is an independent contractor on a reality show that doesn't showcase her real life. She does not like to be made to look bad. The same woman who was dating somebody in prison and taking their collect calls. To me, that was even crazier. So I don't know if they had some agreement that they would do that because he had some money for her to help her get her basement finished or something. I don't know. It just makes you wonder, because of all of the people, even if she was dating somebody behind bars, I didn't see her as being the type that would want to put that out on Front Street, because she's always about what she looks like in her image. And her image really is trash. So anyway, guys, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.